Well, there's many ways to answer that question. I think it's I guess I don't, I don't see it necessarily as a system, but I see that the ways in which societies have become industrialized through capitalist development have created, in many ways, greater and greater inequalities. There's, of course, some examples of capitalist societies where there is a better distribution of wealth, but that's usually where some kind of state entity has started to distribute wealth in different ways. But in general, in the societies, for instance, the US society or Australian society, the levels of inequality have increased with capitalist development. At the same time, we've seen a kind of voracious use of resources by capitalist industries that has led to many of the issues that we're confronting now with climate change and with the development of the Anthropocene. So many people would see the great acceleration of indicators of economic growth associated with huge indicators also of environmental degradation and our inability to actually keep living in this way. So ultimately, I think there are real environmental limits to the way in which capitalist economies have run, but there's also limits in terms of, I guess, our visions of social justice. Societies that are becoming more and more unequal are not viable, and we're seeing, and we've always seen a lot of outrage, violence that emerges from that kind of thing. So I guess I don't operate with the idea of a system so much, but I certainly see the dominance of economic practices that are associated with capitalism, such as certain kinds of corporation that suck value out of the environment and out of people and concentrate that value and that wealth in a very, very small number of people who have then inordinate power over resources, but particularly over democratically elected governments when they start to finance, political parties and so on. So there's ways in which capitalist economic relations then feed into quite, I think, undemocratic political relationships as well, that makes it harder and harder for those that don't have much and don't have political voice to actually shape a future.